on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
You can contact us or just keep up to date with travel news at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show.
This is Seclo Sounds, your community radio station. If you'd like to volunteer some of your time and skills with Seclo Sounds, send an email to volunteers@seclosounds.org and let us know how you would like to be involved. MK Flyers Online, the fast and simple way to find any kind of business or service locally. Find us at mkflyersonline.co.uk or download the MK Flyers mobile app from your app store. MK Flyers Online proudly supports Seclo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes.
To listen to this show again or to find out the other shows we have on the station, please visit www.seclosounds.org.
Step into the spotlight with me, Lucy, every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. on Seclo Sounds. I'll have new music, the latest entertainment news, and interviews with local bands. If you're in a band, or if you have music that you think I should be playing, I'd love to hear from you. Email me, lucy@seclosounds.org, and join me every Wednesday from 6 till 7 for Spotlight on Seclo Sounds.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Still to come on the show, travel news as always, including a story about English beaches. But now we're moving on to Mauritius. Somewhere it's on my list. I know I say that near enough every show, but I just don't have the income to go everywhere on my list just yet. But you wait until I'm a famous radio personality. But anyway, Mauritius. My guest for this is Leanne Gosford. She represents Mauritius at their London-based tourist department. She's going to talk about all the basics about how to get there, what to see and do when you're there. So we'll get straight onto it and find out where Mauritius is.
So Mauritius is obviously in the Indian Ocean, so it's just off the coast of Africa. It's sort of to the south. If you're sort of picturing the Indian Ocean, you've got the Maldives, which are in the Seychelles at the top, and then I think it's 2,000 kilometres away is Mauritius. So it's just off the east of Madagascar.
Okay. Is there any direct flights there from the UK?
There are. So you can either fly direct with Air Mauritius, who fly there 4 times a week, or Emirates. BA fly there directly 3 times a week, and the Emirates fly there indirectly and via Dubai. They'll actually also be extending their line, so they're bringing, as of next week, so the December the 16th, they're bringing in the A380, so which will increase capacity. And then for next year, we're looking at the Dreamliner from Thompson, so it will just mean that it makes Mauritius a far more accessible destination.
How long would it take to get there?
It's around about sort of 12 hours. But the joy of it is there's only sort of 4 hours time difference, so it doesn't really mean that you'll have that much jet lag.
It would for me because I'm an old person and I always suffer with that.
But I'm terrible as well. I think I get too snoozy.
I'm bad enough going into the next county. If you've got a UK passport, do you need a visa to get in?
No, you don't. You're absolutely fine if you've got a UK passport, so no need for worrying with those types of admin jobs.
It's a little bit chilly here in the UK now and a bit drafty yesterday. But
oh, goodness, yeah.
What's the weather like and when's the best time of year to go?
So with they sort of say the rainy season is between December to March. But again, it depends on what you're going on holiday for. So if you're looking for sort of a beach holiday, you can go pretty much all year round. The temperatures stay, I think it's between sort of April to November, it's around 22 to 33 degrees Celsius. It's, not too shabby really. But if you're looking to maybe do something more sports focused or perhaps even golf, which is a big destination for, we'd probably advise the sort of winter and the slightly cooler months, so when it's a bit drier.
So any time really, if you don't want to do nothing.
Exactly, yeah. It's an all-round destination, so.
As well as jet lag and stuff like that, I'm also bad with needles in my arm.
Oh.
Do you need any jabs or other medication?
No, we just say that you perhaps go and get your booster jabs and just making sure that you're fit for travel. But other than that, again, no more tricks to the doctor, so you wouldn't have to worry about any encounters with needles.
I may have fainted once with the yellow fever one, but we won't go there.
Yeah, I'm not very good either. The sight of blood makes me squeamish.
Yeah. I used to be able to watch anybody bleed, but now I can't even do that.
Oh, I think it's an age thing. I think like it's only happened to me over the past couple of years, so...
Apparently, according to my wife, it's because I'm a wuss. And that's that. Can you give a brief overview of the history of the island, please?
Yeah, so originally it was discovered by Arabians, and then it's sort of done a bit of shifting throughout the years. The Portuguese then inhabited, followed by the Dutch, then the French, which probably explains why there's a lot of French influences, and the French then gave it on to the British. In 1968, the country got its independence, so it's not that old as a country as far as countries go. But in terms of the history of the island, its biggest export is sugar plantation, and that still remains a key focus for the island.
With all those different countries having their hand in, what's the official language now?
So the official language is English, but then you'll also get bits where there's French and Creole, but in the Mauritius version, Creole sort of encounters all the Indian Ocean islands, but it would just be specific to those guys.
As a destination, is it really adults only, or is it good for families as well?
Not at all. We definitely promote it as a great family destination as well. There's a number of reasons why that is. Firstly, there's no sort of nasty, so you don't need to worry about like sort of malaria or any sort of insects and things like that. Another thing is the choice of facilities with the hotels, all of them pretty much with interconnecting rooms and kids clubs. To name but a few, I think it is the Hilton that has sort of a specialist spa treatment for children, which, you know, if you while mum goes and has a pamper, you can send the kids to, which makes it a lot easier. Other ones, there's the Hobbit Village offered by Four Seasons, so there's a whole choice there for them in that respect. And we always try to promote it as sort of for all ages, so not just maybe just catering for the younger ones, but right through to their teens as well, which is great. Also, again, with the flight difference, that makes a world of difference, because it just means that the children, that they sort of can adjust to their time in Mauritius and make the most of their holiday.
So it's for everybody, that's good.
Definitely.
If somebody's only been to the Caribbean when it comes to an island as a long haul destination, how does Mauritius compare to a Caribbean holiday?
It's a bit of a tricky one. So I'd say probably the main point of difference is the different cultures there. So it's a bit of a melting pot of cultures. So probably I'd say that's the core reason. But we do testament that it is very separate to other islands in the world.
You've already mentioned about hotels having interconnecting rooms for families and stuff. But what is the mix of accommodation like? Is it all big hotels, or is there bed and breakfasts and stuff like that?
There's definitely a huge mix there. So you've got the, as you said, sort of the large resort hotels, but you've also got your villas, which is sort of ever increasing as time goes on, as well as your boutiques. A nice boutique one, which we've sent a few journalists out there to recently, is the 20 Degrees Sud. You've got a bit for everyone there. So it really depends what you're after as a holiday maker.
Okay. No, I just picked up on we sent some journalists there. I'll get my begging letter out.
Hello, I'm Mike Barry.
And I'm Bob Bluffield.
And together with Alan Mullion, we bring you The Grumpy Old Men on Saturday morning between 8 and 10. We take a look back at what's been happening during the week and, let's just say, discuss it.
Oh yes, we do play some good music as well. That's all here every Saturday morning between 8 and 10 on Seclo Sounds.
In travel news later on, there's the English beaches story I've been going on about all show, and also there's one about travel agents handling complaints, which kind of follows on from the story I did last week about ABTA saying how many times they've helped customers with complaints in the last 12 months. So another angle on the same story. But at the moment I'm speaking to Leanne Gosford. She's representing Mauritius in London in the Tourist Board office there. And we're going to find out more about what we can see and do if we go and visit this island.
We've covered how far away it is and the weather and everything, but what can you actually see and do once you're there?
Okay, yeah. So, well, I mean, there is an awful lot to do. So, I mean, if you're going there for the beaches and things like that, there's also a great opportunities for sort of adventure sports and sort of culture as well. I know we touched on that, even if you're wanting to do a bit of a food experience. So, again, caters for all markets, really.
Going to get into slightly a bit more specifics now. Starting off with, which is the best beach to spend 2 weeks on?
Oh, it's too tricky to say, and I don't, as here as speaking on behalf of the Tourism Board, we pretty much say all of them. Again, it depends what you're after. So if you're wanting sort of the white sands, which sort of the Indian Ocean is synonymous with, you're wanting to head to the east. The soft sands, like the deep soft sands, you're more suited to the west. And then the north, you're going to have your little beach coves, which are incredibly idyllic. And in the south, it has long stretches of beaches. So it really depends on what your taste is, really.
Okay, then. That's very diplomatic of you. Hopefully you won't be so diplomatic with this one. So which resorts would be best for those who are looking for peace and quiet and those who are party animals? Okay,
this one I can be a little bit more specific with. So if you're wanting to be party central, we'd suggest maybe the Grand Bay on Flick and Flack. So they've got sort of a multitude of clubs and bars and things like that. So if you really want to let your hair down, you'd probably head that way. But that's not to say you can't have a relaxed time there as well. Pretty much with all of the exclusive hotels, you could really have a peaceful retreat. So I think that's sort of part of the beauty of Mauritius is these hotels do make that available.
If you want to explore on your own, how easy is it to get around? Is there public transport as well as taxis?
There is, but we probably suggest that car hire is the best way. I mean, with everything as well, it means that, you know, if you have a specific itinerary, you can go off and do your own thing. So car hire is probably the best one we'd suggest.
So the roads are pretty safe?
Yes, definitely.
What about the capital city? Is it worth a visit there?
So, yeah, definitely. So you've obviously got your sort of shopping and your market. So, yeah, we definitely count it as a visit. It's definitely worth including in your itinerary.
Is it somewhere you could spend a few nights, or is it just pop in there from the beach?
I'd say that you could spend a couple of nights there as well, definitely.
My favourite subject now is food.
Mine too, definitely.
If somebody's not a fussy eater but they're on a special diet, gluten-free, vegan, whatever, would they be alright finding stuff to eat?
Most definitely. I mean, all the hotels will cater to whatever dietary requirements that you may have. But in terms of it, if you're a bit of it, they also have a multiple of different cuisines there. So as you probably would have gathered from the different inhabitants it's had over the years, this has obviously affected its food choices. So it's got a bit of a mix of Indian, Chinese, French and English. So not all together, not one of these crazy fusion cultures, but yeah, there's something for everyone.
Is there a particular dish which really means Mauritius when you look at it?
Not particularly sure. I mean, we just recently, last year we did a whole campaign with, or we worked very closely with the former MasterChef winner, who had a collaboration with the Maradiva, but and she has released a cookbook since then with with all of her Mauritius recipes, so that gives you a flavour there. But I think it's just more so it just takes influences from all around the world.
Okay. If somebody wants to be romantic and get married, how easy is it to do it?
Yeah, so pretty much it's the only country within the Maldives where you can be legally married, and you can also get married anywhere. So, you know, if you wanted to be adventurous and perhaps get married while scuba diving, there's every opportunity that you could do that. So, or even skydiving. So it's great if you want to do something a little bit different, and the fact that it makes it legal makes it even better.
Yeah, that's pretty handy being legal, isn't it?
Yeah, so but the hotels do stick to one rule that they only allow one wedding per day. I just think that way it makes it a little bit more exclusive and gives you that real sort of one-off experience.
Yes, that's definitely the best way to do it. Otherwise, it'll
Yeah.
a conveyor belt, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Don't want to be in a queue.
No. Just thinking about the skydiving one. When I got married, my best man didn't even want to